Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Snug Wrestling. This is Edgar, your host of the show, and today, a little late, but better late than never, we're going to be going over WWE NXT with Tommy. Tommy is in the building. What's good, Tommy? How you feeling, bro?
Yo, what's up? Feeling good, other than the fact that Illinois weather is deciding to be more bipolar than anyone I've ever known. Because not only is it raining, but it is extremely pouring right now, and it is hailing. Not to mention, we are also on a goddamn tornado warning.
Holy
So,
shit. Wasn't it just like hella snowing over there, too, like not that long ago?
yeah, like I said, Midwest weather is extremely bipolar and it's absolutely insane. One day it can be snowing like crazy, the other it can be within like the high 50s.
Do you guys
So
get tornadoes a lot over there?
I haven't for as long as I've lived in the town that I'm in, but we do get tornado watches and warnings quite a bit.
It just doesn't happen as often.
Yeah, it really just doesn't touch down where I am. If anything, it just goes straight over us.
Nice. Okay, well shit, man. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Are you guys prepared for like tornado if it comes?
No,
Like you
especially
guys
with the
don't have
fact
like a
that
basement or
we just bought, like my family did, a fucking 3-story house.
Mhm.
So we're still renovating it as well. So we're not quite fully prepared yet.
Does it have like a basement or something?
Oh yeah, it's got a basement.
Okay. Well, that's good at least, right? I think isn't that like the thing you're supposed to do if you get hit by a tornado is if you have a basement, you go down there or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm from
go straight
California,
into
so
the
I don't know.
basement. All of that is what
Yeah.
I've learned, but that is all of that. But the reason why we are so late into doing NXT is because Snug is over here going over to AEW, watching that live. How was that?
It was good. It was all right. I mean, I didn't really care too much about some of the matches on there. The only match I really wanted to see was the main event. That was cool. It was Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland. One hell of a main event. I got to see MJF, so that was cool. But other than that, it was whatever. It was cool because I we got to record a few interviews, give some stuff away, make some content, post some videos, hang out with some people. That was cool. Um, but yeah, apparently, like there was a whole bunch of people that were outside of the arena for like maybe like 3 4 hours, and a lot of people got to take pictures with like John Moxley and our good friend Ricochet was there, but he just had like a backstage segment. Ricochet he didn't wrestle at all. Um, but yeah, it was cool, man. We got
Yeah,
some.
there are usually people there hours before the show even starts just
Mhm.
to get pictures right as they're like walking in.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Darby Allen for a second during the show. He had a run in, so there was a lot of stars that were there in the auditorium. It's not an arena; it was a Sacramento Memorial Auditorium, but it's because they have a pay per view this weekend in LA, so they're kind of just traveling with the group. They were there, but a lot of them didn't really have much to do on the actual show. Which that kind of sucks. I wish I could have seen more of MJF, more of Darby Allen, but that wasn't the case. Also, Tommaso Ciampa wasn't there at all, which is weird. But yeah, man, it was fun. It was a dope show, man. So that was my first wrestling show of the year. My next one is going to be Monday Night Raw in April. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's why we didn't do our NXT review on Wednesday like we usually do. because we were out there in AEW experiencing that. But let's get into it, Tommy. You ready to go over NXT?
Yep, let's do it.
So NXT again, not really so much like last week where they kind of focused on chaos and craziness and wild scenes, right? This one was a little bit chaotic, but not as much as last week. This NXT to me was a little bit more enjoyable, more digestible, for a few reasons. First of all, this opening match, it was Lola Vice versus Kaylani Jordan. Now, this is like the second or third week in a row where Lola Vice has probably the best match on the entire card to me. And the reason I say this is because Lola Vice has been feuding with, she's been having some matches. I believe she wrestled, who was it last time? Do you remember who Lola Vice wrestled last week?
I know it was. I
Let
think
me
it was like a
check.
triple threat or something like that.
I think you're right. I think it was a triple threat. Regardless,
Yeah, because I remember
whenever,
Kalani coming out and then grabbing a ladder from underneath the ring and smashing her hand with it.
yes, exactly. So, regardless, whenever Lola Vice is in the ring, it gets intense, man. Like the matches that Lola Vice has, they are heated, right? And this was no different with Kaylani Jordan here because of what you just mentioned. Last week, Kaylani Jordan took out Lola Vice, smashed her hand with the ladder. So Lola Vice is pissed, right? Kalani is pissed. These girls are mad at each other. They jumpstart the match and they have a hell of a fight. This did not feel like a wrestling match. This felt like a fight. And that's rare to see, especially in the WWE. But that's one of the reasons why I love this match so much. Kaylani Jordan won this one, but man, this was a banger in my eyes. These are the types of matches that I like, you know. A real fucking like, all right, these two women do not like each other, and I want to see them beat each other up. So this was lovely.
Yeah, Kalani Jordan won, but you are forgetting how she won. She tapped out Lola Vice. Like commentators even said, like right after this match, that this is the first time that Lola Vice has tapped out. And it has been to Kalani Jordan because she targeted that messed up hand. So I'm very interested to see where this goes. It's very clear that Lola Vice is not stopping here. She has already said it in promos that she put out on Instagram and all of that, that she's not done with Kalani. Plain and simple, she's not. She does not give a crap if her hand is busted or not. She will absolutely get her hands on Kalani Jordan and finish the job. And that is what I love so much about Lola Vice, is the fact that she focuses in on one particular person, doesn't go after a crap ton of people, especially when the biggest thing about her is something that's screwed up. And what I loved about this match is the fact that not only did Kalani Jordan target that hand, but right before she went and grabbed it to look like she was going to break it, Lola made a severe mistake. They were ringside. They went over to one of the walls, one of those like wooden walls, and there goes Lola Vice trying to hit Kalani, but missing completely and smashing her screwed up hand all the way through that wood. So it's very clear this is not done yet. And I am very interested to see how far this is going to go.
Yeah, and that's another reason why I love this match so much is because it made sense. Everything that they did, I don't remember seeing anything in this match that looked like, okay, that's total bullshit, you know. Lola Vice was selling the hand the entire time in this match. And, Kaylani Jordan had the upper hand, no pun intended. She had the advantage here. She took advantage. She was working on the hand. Lola Vice slips up. She accidentally hits her hand on that wooden wall that always gets broken on NXT. Kaylani Jordan takes advantage. This was just a dope wrestling match, man. This was fucking lovely. So I thought this was one hell of a way to kick off NXT this week, right?
Oh yeah, this was definitely one hell of a way to start the show. And I honestly think that there are certain parts of the show I don't like. We will get to that fucking tag match. Holy crap, I hated that. We will absolutely get to that fatal 4-way tag, but still.
Yeah. But first, we got to talk about the NXT champion, Joe Hendry. We go from a really good opening women's match to a really good segment between Joe Hendry and Ricky Saints. Now, last week, Ricky Saints attacked Joe Hendry after his match. So Joe Hendry this week is pissed off. He returned the favor. He attacked Ricky Saints in the parking lot when Ricky Saints was showing up to the Performance Center. Then Joe Hendry storms to the ring and calls out Ricky Saints. Well, Ricky Saints comes out, but he does not come out to the ring. He comes out at the top stage where, Blake Monroe and all the other wrestlers cut their promos, where the heels cut their promos far away from the ring. And Ricky Saints laid it in on Joe Hendry, man. He fucking cut one hell of a promo on the champion, saying things like, and I quote, "In wrestling nowadays, it doesn't matter how good you are. As long as you got a song they could sing along to, as long as you make them feel like they're a part of the show, it camouflages everything." And Ricky Saints didn't stop there. Ricky Saints went as far as calling Joe Hendry a meme that was holding the NXT championship. The social media champion, Ricky Saints, called Joe Hendry, and he stated that the title had fallen from being held by a superstar like himself to a social media star like Joe Hendry. Saints also declared that he refused to let Joe Hendry drag NXT down from the heights that he built, Ricky Saints. So, how did you feel about the comments Ricky Saints made to Joe Hendry? Do you agree or disagree here with Ricky Saints?
Some of it is true. Plain and simple. If you're really good and you have a good song, there you go. The crowd is going to love you. All you really need is that song, that perfect song, for the crowd to absolutely adore you. But at the same time, he's refusing to give Joe Hendry his flowers. Because I'm going to remind you that Joe Hendry was one of the first TNA stars to show up on NXT and go after one of the titles. It was Joe Hendry going after the NXT title. So, you might want to give Joe Hendry's flowers because he absolutely deserves it. But this is leading to a match at Vengeance Day on the 7th. So I'm calling it right now. I know that we are probably going to do predictions here in a couple of weeks for it, but I'm calling it right now. There is no way that Joe Hendry is losing that title this early. There's just not. He is way too big of a star. Like, I get it. Ricky Saints wants that title. He is also a massive star. But right now, there is no one bigger for that NXT title than the people chanting "We believe" and waving their hands from side to side for Joe Hendry. Plain and simple, There's no one bigger for that title than Joe Hendry right now.
Yeah, it's funny. When I posted these comments that Ricky Saints made online, some of the people were out. I was cracking up of the reaction that some of our followers had on the comments. They were like, "Oh, we thought Ricky Saints was talking about Jey Uso." I, I thought he was talking about Kit Wilson. For example, yeah, there's a lot of truth to what Ricky Saints is saying about this, man, because he's right. And I absolutely loved this promo by Ricky Saints because he's basically saying what we're all thinking, right? He's not saying anything new, right? He's just being real. He's just being honest. And I think those are the best promos, is when they actually make sense. And it did here. Yeah, Vengeance is going to be dope, man. This is going to be a dope match. You got two of the biggest stars on NXT for the NXT Championship. Is it too soon? Maybe we will see. We'll do predictions on this hopefully. But yeah, I'm excited to see this match. But we still got what, 3 weeks until Vengeance? So 2.5 weeks maybe.
Yeah, I
So a
think
lot of stuff.
because it's the Saturday of the 7th.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff can happen, from now until the 7th, so it's going to be interesting. I want to see what happens next week with these two for sure. All right, Tommy, you ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Up next, Tony D'Angelo. He had a match versus one of the Dark State guys, one of the dark guys over there from Dark State. No, I'm kidding. And the first thought that I had, I was like, has Tony D'Angelo, he hasn't wrestled in months. Like, I think this is the first time we've seen Tony D'Angelo wrestle, at least since he's been back, right? And then as soon as I said that, the announcer confirmed it. And I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy, they said that this is Tony D'Angelo's first match in over a year. Is that true?
Yeah, because he has been out for over a year. I'm not sure exactly what the injury was because I believe he was out on injury. But yeah, he has not had a single match in over a year. Since he returned, the main thing he's been doing is being ominous in the background. And that's it.
Okay. Well, it was a hell of a first match back because this was a quick, not even like 2-minute victory. It wasn't really a squash match because the guy from Dark State got a little bit in. But yeah, Tony D'Angelo beat him in like a minute and a half or something crazy like that. What did you think about this match, Tommy?
I loved it. I actually loved how quick it was because of it. Because, yes, Tony D'Angelo, welcome back. You are officially back in the ring. Awesome. But I did notice the guy that was in the ring with Tony D'Angelo, he, I believe, is the one member of Dark State that we don't really see wrestle. He's really just standing there ringside or in the background or something like that. We don't see this guy wrestle much at all. So his first match being against Tony D'Angelo, a star in himself that overall he can put him over. And he did. Within a short match, he still made him look pretty damn good. So overall, this match was quick, but I feel like the right guy won because, especially with what we heard, I believe, last week from Tony D'Angelo and how he's specifically targeting Dark State right now because they're the ones who took him out. The right guy won. This was a need-to-win match for Tony D'Angelo.
Well, to be fair, Tommy, I feel like we don't really get to see Dark State wrestle a whole lot unless you're Dion Lennox. He's the one that's usually featured more than everyone else on Dark State on NXT. But yeah, that was another thing too. Tony D'Angelo's coming after the Dark State. He took one of them out already. And I think they're going to do that thing where Tony D'Angelo is just going to run through every member of Dark State, beat them all until he gets to the big major boss, which in this case, I believe is going to lead to Tony D'Angelo versus Dion Lennox, probably at Vengeance. Should be good. All right, Tommy, we got to talk about the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the number one contender. The winner gets to face the NXT Tag Team Champions, which is Dark State, right? Dark State are the
Yeah,
champions right
it's
now.
Dark State, and honestly, I wish we didn't have to fucking talk about this match. I hated this ending. Like, we pointed this out last week. All of the really, really good options for Dark State to go up against. And yet you still decide to go with those fucking idiots? The one team, that we didn't want is the one you're shoving onto our damn TV screens.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I had a bad feeling about this, dude. I had a bad feeling about this. I'm like, knowing them, they're going to do some shit like that, and they're going to give it to, what the fuck are they called?
The fucking Vanity Project.
The Vanity Project, that's right. So we had the Vanity Project. We had Out the Mud, dope tag team. We had Sean Spears, The Culling, another dope tag team. And Hank and Tank. Who doesn't like Hank and Tank, right? We had a 75% chance. Any other tag team, if they won this match, except for the Vanity Project, I would have been good. I would have been so happy. Okay, perfect.
Like, we legitimately had a 3 out of 4 shot of a good tag team title match happening. That was fucked up. Now we're probably not going to get a good tag team title match because they're putting the Vanity Project in there.
Yeah, but if you really think about it, I mean, I think all these other tag teams like the Culling, Hank and Tank, Out the Mud, I think these are all good potential future tag team champions. Vanity Project are not, at least right now, I don't think they're ready to be tag team champions. So I guess in that sense, this should be an easy win for Dark State, that's what they need. Dark State, they need more wins as NXT champions. They need more title defenses. So I guess in that, if you think about it that way, it makes sense to put Vanity Project versus Dark State right now at this time.
Yeah, but I really, really, really wanted to see more of the Culling as a tag team. Specifically because of the fact that out of the 4 of them, they are the tag team that we have seen the least in the ring. And that would be one hell of a tag team title match. But instead, they're giving it to the damn Vanity Project. And I have this fear that the only reason why this is happening is because of the fact that they're getting this massive push from being with Ethan Page. So they're just deciding to give this match to the damn Vanity Project, which, like I said, 3 out of 4 chance of a good tag team title match happening. And now I'm terrified that this tag team title match is going to end up being one massive joke just because of the fact that the Vanity Project are the challengers.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this match is also going to take place at Vengeance, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, dude, this Vanity Project is all over NXT, man. And my reaction when I saw that they won, I was like, no, not these fucking guys. Anybody but these fucking guys, man. But god damn it, they fucking won. I could not believe it, dude. I could not fucking believe it. I was pissed off, dude, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, once again, I will gladly double down. I would much rather see Brock Lesnar on my screen than the damn Vanity Project. And yes, Brock Lesnar has had his fair share of legal trouble and everything else. But at the same time, at least he is better in the ring than all 3 of those dumbasses combined.
Oh my god. All right. So next week we're going to have a women's championship match between Sol Ruka and JC Jane, right? So we had a segment to hype up that match where JC Jane came out and cut a long promo. I can't remember what she was saying because I don't honestly think it was that important. But
She
she
was
gets interrupted.
basically saying, I debuted in the Rumble, and all they could talk about is Sol Ruka. I did this, and all they can talk about is Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka is the only name that people are talking about. Basically saying that y'all think Sol Ruka is better than me, your world champion. Like, that's basically what she said before Sol Ruka decided to come out and interrupt her.
Okay, fair enough. And then Sol Ruka comes out because JC Jane mentioned Zarya, right? So it kind of goes back to that storyline, the tension that Sol Ruka and Zarya have been having with one another for the longest fucking time, right? The jealousy Zarya has for Sol Ruka, because Sol Ruka gets a lot more opportunities than Zarya and all that, right? It feels like Zarya is going to turn on Sol Ruka at some point, but in this segment, Sol Ruka gets jumped by JC Jane and her two faction members, who I can't remember their name, but they both have championships.
All I know is that the faction is named Fatal Influence.
Fatal Influence jumps Sol Ruka. Then Zarya comes out and basically saves Sol Ruka from getting beat up. So it looks like Zarya and Sol Ruka have made up. They're back on the same page. Or is that what they want us to believe? Is that what Zarya wants Sol Ruka to believe, if you get what I'm saying, Tommy?
I definitely think that at some point, most likely sooner rather than later, these two are going to split. And here's why I think this. Before, like directly before this segment, there was a backstage segment where Sol was looking for Zarya. And Zarya basically said, hey, this friendship, this entire time, has been completely one-sided. You have been just full-blown given title matches back to back to back over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm done. You can go out there and speak to the three of them on your own. And after that, go to hell. That is basically almost word for word what Zarya said to Sol. So I found it very interesting that when Zarya came out, Zarya was looking at Sol and said, hey, get her up. Get Sol up. Get her up. Like she was going to spear Sol. Only to spear one of the members of Fatal Influence. So I have this massive fear, like it might be next week. Like the cracks may be getting a whole lot bigger, and it may be about time to fully break next week during that women's NXT title match.
I think so too. That's what I was getting at right there. I think it's going to happen next week in that title match. And I think the timing of that would be good because it could also set up a match between Zarya and Sol Ruka at Vengeance, which I would like to see. So that's what I think is going to happen. We're basically doing predictions already, Tommy. I don't know if we're going to need to do a whole prediction episode next. Nah, we probably should. Because who knows, things can change.
I was about to say, we
next
still
week.
don't even know the full card for Vengeance Day.
Right.
So,
fair enough. So we'll see what happens with Sol and Zarya, and then we go to the speed match, right? Another speed match with Elio Lefleur versus what's his name? Knight. Is it Eli Knight? No,
I think it's Eli. No, wait.
I don't remember. His last name is Knight. He's this young kid. Young kid from Evolve. But again, man, it's a speed match, man. There's no feud here. There's no issue. There's no nothing. It's just random matches being put together for a speed championship. It's a 3-minute time limit. And these two guys are both high-flying luchador guys where they do a bunch of crazy flips and all that stuff. And yes, the action is exciting, but I need more than just that for me to be into a match, dude. I want to know other than, oh, we want a speed championship. I don't care too much for the speed title. Don't care too much about these speed matches. But it ended in a draw, which, get this, the new NXT manager, what's his name again? Stokes, right?
Yeah, Stone.
Stone comes out. Stokes is the manager from AEW. I don't know. I'm still thinking about AEW. Stone comes out and makes the Speed Championship match a triple threat match because it's NXT and everything has to be crazy and chaotic. So, yeah, we're going to get a triple threat match, I believe, next week or at some point. Great.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I believe it's next week. But overall, I'm interested to see what this type of match can do with a triple threat because of the fact that it is a 3-minute match. So 3 minutes in
No,
a
I believe they
triple
said
threat.
that. Yeah, I believe he said that it's going to be 7 minutes.
Okay.
Because it's never been done before in a speed championship match. So
Despite the fact that this thing was literally just introduced and was doing pretty much nothing on fucking Twitter. But still, with it being a 7-minute match instead of the 3, I'm still very interested to see what in the world a triple threat timed match like this is going to end up looking like. Because normally, triple threats like this can go like 10 minutes long, all of that on main roster stuff. But I would love to see, and I'm happy we're getting this because I've been trying to wrap my head around it on what in the world other match types would look like under speed rules. And here we are. We're getting that with this triple threat speed title match. So I say this is a good thing for it.
yeah, this is slowly turning into not a speed match because a speed match, the whole point of a speed match is that it's one on one and a 3 minute time limit, right? So it's like, okay, these guys have to get the win fast, but now it turned into a triple threat match and now it's 7 minutes and it's like, okay, aren't most matches like around 5 to 7 minutes anyways, like regular TV matches every week? Like unless it's like the main event or a championship match, they'll go like 10, 15 minutes, but most matches are around 7 minutes. So why even call this a speed match? Still, it's not a speed match. It's a regular match at this point for a speed championship. But hey, we'll see what happens with that. And the main event was for the North American Championship, Ethan Page versus Shiloh Hill. And this was a really dope match. I haven't really been liking a whole lot of the matches that Shiloh Hill has been having. I think he was like in a mixed tag team match, and then he was part of the big ladder match. So I think his debut match was. I don't remember it being that good, but this match right here, this is the first match that I've seen from Shiloh Hill that I've actually liked. And maybe a big part of that had to do with Ethan Page because Shiloh Hill had a really good heel to go up against. And he really shined here. Even though Shiloh Hill did not win, Ethan Page won with the help of the Vanity Project because they were out there again. Goddamn Vanity Projects all over this goddamn show. But yeah, Ethan Page won. It was entertaining. It was hard hitting. Shiloh Hill looked good. It was a great main event, Tommy. What did you think?
It really was a great main event. My favorite part, like by far, is what happened right before the pin. That devastating looking, I believe it was a DDT, wasn't it?
I need more details. What are you talking about?
Ringside, right onto the exposed floor.
Ah, I don't remember. I think you're right. I think it was a DDT. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a DDT, but that move, especially like that, looked absolutely devastating. And the fact that that happened to Shiloh Hill, I think that just this match happening is going to push Shiloh even more than pretty much his entire run so far already has, because they've been pushing this man heavily, including putting him in that ladder match for the NXT title. So I feel like this is going to push him even more. And this one loss, it's not going to stick, because right after this, he's going to keep getting wins. He's going to keep getting better and better. And I cannot wait to see where Shiloh Hill goes from here.
Well, yeah, it took 4 guys to beat him, but also that spot with the exposed floor, they removed the padding on ringside. It again, we talked about this last week. Shouldn't that be a DQ? He used Ethan Page used the concrete to his advantage to do a move outside of the ring. Hey, whatever. I guess
Was the ref looking, or was Vanity Project distracting him?
no, the ref was looking. He was just standing there looking like an idiot, not doing anything. But whatever. We've seen worse things be done, and the referee doesn't call for nothing apparently. So because it's a championship match, the referee's not gonna end it in a DQ. There has to be a winner or whatever. But yeah, other than that, man, this was a really good main event. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Shiloh Hill. They're really pushing this kid a lot, man. They're giving him a lot of shine. They're featuring him a lot. They're giving him the video packages. They're trying to give him personality, regardless of if you like it or don't. I think he's a little bit goofy. I think he does a little bit too much overacting, but some people seem to like it, man. The NXT fans are getting really behind Shiloh Hill. How do you feel about his character, Tommy Shiloh Hill?
Dude, I love Shiloh. I have seen him on LFG when he was with Team Undertaker. So I absolutely love it. And when it comes to you saying that he's overacting and all of that, I think that that is actually part of his gimmick. He's supposed to be this over the top country boy, like completely over the top, pretty much a full on beast when possible, and everything else. That is his thing, is being completely over the top like he is. So I think that for him, it works perfectly.
Fair enough. Well, that was NXT for this week, February 17th edition. And that was the NXT review with the Snug Wrestling crew. We will be back next week for NXT. And also this week, we're going to be doing Friday Night SmackDown and all that good stuff like we usually do. And be sure to catch us on social media, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, X, and everywhere. Facebook, the whole shebang. And let's get up out of here, Tommy.
Like he said, join us tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. Join us on Monday. Next Wednesday, mark your calendars for that, as we are doing predictions for the Elimination Chamber. So that's going to be one hell of an episode there. We've got Friday next week. We've got the review of the Elimination Chamber next Saturday as well. Also, every Thursday, you can catch Snug and Mr. Blood with their one-on-one, where they go through relevant and current wrestling topics and answer your fan questions as well. So, also, get your merch at our TeePublic. Support us there. So, that was 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.